Recently, as about a week ago or so, it was brought to my attention that I hold dual citizenship nationality of Australia and New Zealand. Under Section 44 of the Constitution, that makes me ineligible to hold elected office in the Federal Parliament. I apologise unreservedly for this. This is an oversight that was avoidable, and it's something that I should have fixed up in 2006 when I first nominated. I've got no wish to draw out legal uncertainty or create any kind of lengthy dispute, particularly when that section of the Constitution is so clear. So I'm resigning as a Senator for Western Australia and co-deputy leader of the Australian Greens effective today. Just by way of background, I was born in New Zealand in Palmerston North, left when I was 3 years old, and settled in Australia not that long before my 9th birthday. And I was naturalised in my mid-teens, and at that point I thought you leave New Zealand citizenship behind. And obviously that's an avoidable oversight 10 years ago. That's something that's entirely my responsibility. It wasn't the way that I was hoping to go out, obviously. There's an enormous amount of work left undone. I recently returned from New York, where the United Nations passed a ban putting nuclear weapons on the same legal footing as chemical and biological weapons. That was the kind of work that I was hoping to be able to take back into Parliament when we resume in August. There's also an idiot proposal on the wires today about banning certain forms of mathematics and making all of our communications less safe. I've really loved working in the communications space, and that's one of those things that now is going to be in the hands of others. I'm really going to miss my colleagues, Rach in particular, and others, mentors and friends who've been such an important part of my life and work in the 9 or so years that I've been one of your federal parliamentarians.
Well, thanks all for coming out today. It's with great sadness that I have discovered that I'm a dual citizen, and then I'll be forced to stand down from my position in the Senate. I apologise wholeheartedly for the damage and the embarrassment that this will cause, but I take full responsibility for this oversight. This was my fault and my fault alone. I was born in Canada and I left at 11 months. My parents are Australian. I've never been back. I thought I was naturalised as an Australian and that I had the choice at age 21 to choose whether to be a Canadian citizen, and I chose not to. But it seems that the law was changed a week after I was born, and in fact I should have actively renounced Canadian citizenship. I'll now obviously do that.
I have become aware that according to the Italian government, I am a citizen of Italy. I was not born in Italy, have never been to Italy, and to my knowledge have never stepped foot in an Italian consulate or embassy. Until last week, I had no suspicion that I could possibly be an Italian citizen. In 2006, my mother lodged documents with the Italian consulate in Brisbane to become an Italian citizen. In doing so, it would appear that she made an application for me to become an Italian citizen as well. I was 25 years old at the time. My mother was born in Australia, but was able to obtain Italian citizenship through her parents, who were both born in Italy. While I knew that my mother had become an Italian citizen, I had no knowledge that I myself had become an Italian citizen, nor had I requested to become an Italian citizen. Following the reporting of Senators Ludlam and Senators Waters last week, my mother raised with me the possibility that I was in fact an Italian citizen on Tuesday evening. I have since then taken steps to check my citizenship status with the Italian authorities, and that has confirmed that I was registered as an Italian citizen in January 2007. The Italian authorities have confirmed that the application for Italian citizenship was not signed by me. To my knowledge, until this week, I have not received any correspondence from the Italian authorities about my citizenship status, and they have not been able to provide any such records. In the short time available, I have not been able to obtain definitive legal advice as to whether my registration as an Italian citizen without my knowledge or consent was valid under Italian law. I am seeking to obtain that advice presently. On the basis of the advice the government has obtained and that George outlined, it is not my intention to resign from the Senate. However, given the uncertainty around this matter, I will stand aside until the matter is finally resolved and resign as the Minister for Resources and Northern Australia. I have informed the Prime Minister of that course of action. Thank you.